Well, authorities in Western Germany are rushing to clear mountains of debris and restore vital services after devastating floods last week. Many areas were left without access to drinking water after the floodwaters damaged wastewater treatment plants. And concerns are now mounting over an environmental and public health catastrophe as sewage flows into rivers. More rain is forecast, complicating the cleanup.
A main road into the flood-hit area, covered in tons of rubble. Most of it washed onto the road by the floods, and the rest dumped there by cleanup workers. There's nowhere else to put it. Towns are still surrounded by debris and plagued by an overpowering stink. Rivers are carrying rubbish and sewage. And the heat of summer is fueling fear of disease. This is a sewage works serving one flood-hit area, surrounded by a lake of filthy water. The works itself has been severely damaged. It's unclear to the local authorities when and if it can be brought online again. Until it can, the wastewater is left to flow right through it. At the moment, we're working as fast as we can to come up with a provisional solution. The fact that the water is getting into the river untreated is an environmental catastrophe. The soil is contaminated with oil, so of course there's been environmental damage. But our main priority is restoring the infrastructure for the people who live here. The regional government has set up an emergency aid programme to restore wastewater plants, sewers and drinking water as fast as possible. But at the moment, it's still impossible to estimate the total damage. One of the affected towns has already received an emergency drinking water system. But now the technicians have to move it again. The weather forecast predicts rain for this coming weekend. So the tanks are being moved to flat ground higher up. The workers expect they'll be here for months. The new location has a lot of advantages. We've reactivated a well, so the quality of drinking water we were supplying will be even better, and we can put the whole system indoors. More than a week after the floods hit, the river here is polluted and washing the debris down towards the Rhine.
Well, social media has played a key role in connecting people affected by the flooding with volunteers who want to offer support. DW reporter Tessa Walter visited one town where a group of Syrian refugees answered the call for help.
With every shovel, the piles of mud are getting a little smaller. But after the enormous floods in West Germany, there's still a lot left to do. Here in Sinzig, a group of young men is helping the people worst affected by the disaster. They came to Germany as Syrian refugees 6 years ago. Germany has given us a lot. We've been welcomed here. Now we want to give something back. We want to help the people. Germans, foreigners, anyone. Hand in hand, we are working together. We're doing as much as we can. The young men answered the call on social media. They've come from all over the country and are paying their travel expenses out of their own pocket. Some are even using vacation days to be here. Anas Al-Akkad put out the call for volunteers online. Together with 2 friends, he had a simple but very clever idea. We collected pieces of information that were already circulating on social media in German. Then we translated them so that Arabic-speaking people could understand. Once the information was out, everybody wanted to help. Anas created a group online. Hundreds have been signing up every day. I was very surprised when the numbers started to go up so quickly. By now, I'm 100% sure that it could go up to 1,000.
Und wenn wir eine große Gebiet hier
And when I imagine this place here, with thousands of people helping out all together in an organized group, that really gives me goosebumps.
Also wenn ich sowas höre.
That kind of help is desperately needed here. These homeowners, like many people in the region, have lost almost everything. In these dire times, the support given by the young man is highly appreciated. These guys really sacrificed themselves for us. Africans, Syrians, everybody. They worked all day. For them, it went without saying. They really helped a lot.
Die Leute haben uns sehr geholfen.
Pizza!
With each day, a little progress is made. For the volunteers, there's still a lot left to do.
Let's get the latest on this story. Now, we have our correspondent, Benjamin Alvarez-Gruber. He is in Avila, one of the most affected towns. On the ground there for us. Hi, Benjamin. How are people coping with these challenges that we just heard about, like water supply and cleanup efforts?
They're coping with these challenges with the help of several organizations that are here on the ground. So we have volunteers, for example, installing mobile showers, and we also have the German Red Cross that have installed a clean water facility that you can see behind me. More than 26 have been installed here in this region, more than 1,000 liters. There's a lot of trucks carrying this water around all day. So there's a big problem with water. And not just with drinking water. There are some people here in Avila who got water already, but this is service water, and authorities are calling on people to boil this water, as there may be also chemicals inside of this water. So people can just come here with buckets, with bottles to fill up and to have some water also, not just for the residents, but also for the volunteers. So the German Red Cross also wants to install mobile showers, as water and hygiene is a very delicate topic for the authorities here as well.
Meanwhile, authorities are also scrambling, Benjamin, to find people. A lot of people are still missing. So how is the search for them going?
The search continues. Rescue teams think that they might continue finding bodies as they still are pumping water out of houses and of underground parking lots. Many of them don't think that they will be still able to find survivors. Only here there are more than 155 missing. There's the German army, the Bundeswehr, soldiers, police officers and firefighters who are working around the clock to still try to assess and still try to reach houses. So the volunteers are also playing a very important role here. We've seen a lot of groups of volunteers who've made it to this place. There are shuttles also with buses to prevent also problems with traffic, as ambulances and firefighters need to get quickly to the scene. So there are a lot of people working here on the ground. The search continues, but unfortunately the hope to find survivors continues to decrease.
In addition to all of these challenges, more rain is forecast for this coming weekend. How will that affect the search and cleanup efforts?
That's right. The German Meteorological Service is expecting heavy rains on Saturday and Sunday. There are several groups preparing in case more evacuations are needed. And the several organizations are asking for more help to see where these people could live. There are already several emergency shelters here, but of course they might need to evacuate even more people, so they try to find a solution ahead of the rescue work that, of course, if the rain is too strong on Saturday and Sunday, will not be able to continue with that. So authorities are preparing for the worst, even though the numbers and the forecast says that it will not be as heavy as the rain floods that we saw last week.
Our correspondent Benjamin Alvarez-Gruber in Avila. Thank you for that update.